Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the ZiiGaat Arcanis. It has been released for a while and the driver configuration could be the 2DD and 5BA, and the retail price is up to 399 USD. In this review, I'm not gonna do an unboxing, very detailed unboxing, because all the ZiiGaat products, their source remains approximately the same, and so I will focus on the sound analyze part, which will discuss about bass, mids, and treble, followed by the wearing comfort and technicalities, and then I'll compare it with other ZiiGaat modes and other brands mode that it's with the similar price or similar configurations with the ZiiGaat Arcanis. Finally, I'll wrap that summary and rating based on my personal preference and my listening experience. Now let's jump right into the first part, the sound analyze of the ZiiGaat Arcanis, and here is the graph of it. So for the first impression, I just heard the ZiiGaat Arcanis without comparing with others. I think the bass part for Arcanis features a very sub-bass focused bass and with a solid extension and a quick decay, and it sounds clean and punchy with the just right amount of rumble. It's fun yet restrained, and this is especially the exactly kind of bass that I want, and engaging but never overwhelming. For the mids, I think the mid-range instruments are notably clean but not cold. It's silky and smooth, bright, without any dryness, and the soundstage is moderate in size, and the mid-range is rounded and balanced without any added warmth coloration, and it presents a very comfortable and neutral character of the, let's say, the string instruments in the mid-range. Vocals at the mid-range, no matter it's female or male vocals, are relatively forward and airy, and it's occupying a good sense of space. It's very broad, and they are well textured but tight and rounded, yet still feel expansive. As you can see, later on we can see a classic 3K Hz peak followed by a 6000 Hz dip, which subtly enhance spatial ambience and atmosphere at the treble or the mid-treble upper mids range. For the treble part, the overall treble presentation is bright without any dry. Sibilance is well controlled, and when I first looked at its graph, I was slightly concerned about the treble extension, but in actual listening experience, there's no issue at all. And the treble presents good detail with no hollowness or lack of energy. In the short summary, for the Arcanis itself, I think it's comfortable to wear on because they always keep the products light, even the cable. And then the technicalities, the first obvious thing that I noticed is that it's very easy to drive, and then it's somehow neutral but interesting and engaging, so it's suitable for a long-term listening. You will never feel bored, get bored, or get exhausted when you hear like a very complex mix at some songs. Please forgive my language, I'm not a native speaker, but I know you get what I mean. Okay, let's move on to the second part, the comparative review with the other ZiiGaat mode. So there are two other products that I choose to do the comparative review, that is the ZiiGaat plus Fresh Reviews Red and the ZiiGaat Odyssey. The Red, it's 1DD and 4BA, and it's 249 USD for retail price. I found that the Red have it's somehow like a more V-shaped sound signature compared to Arcanis. The bass is warmer and punchier than Arcanis, and the vocals are closer than Odyssey due to a brighter and more focused presentation. And though they are tighter, not as wide as Odyssey or Arcanis. And at the mid-treble, it's bright with some noticeable sibilance, and overall, the treble feels drier and with average extension and penetration. So, for a quick mini ranking summary, as for the bass quality, no matter it's my subjective feel or the objective graph, they're telling you that the Odyssey have the most bass, and the Red is the second, then the Arcanis. And for the vocal distance, just for my subjective impression, I think Red it's the closest, and then the Arcanis, and then the Odyssey. And then my vocal preference, actually I prefer the Arcanis and over Odyssey, and then the Red. That is because the Arcanis has the best vocal position and spatial feel among these three, and also provides the most well-controlled sibilance. Now let's move on to the third part, comparative reviews with other similar priced and configuration IEMs. The first one I'm choosing is the Moondrop Blessing 3, and it's a 2DD 4BA IEM, and the retail price will be $349 USD. For me, I think the base quality is similar to the Arcanis, but less punchy and with less rumble than the Arcanis. And the Blessing 3's DK it's fast and clean, same with the Arcanis. And the mid-range instrument texture it's comparable with good soundstage width. And however, Blessing 3 has a brighter timbre and thinner tone, whereas Arcanis is a rounder and more refined. And vocals are also prominent for the Blessing 3, but female vocals on Blessing 3 can sound slightly mechanical or sibilant, giving a drier presentation. And at the treble part, the Blessing 3's treble leans towards a dry and colder tone, and I think it's harder to drive than Arcanis, and still a good IM, so I'd like to rate the Moondrop Blessing 3 at least 4.7 out of 5 stars. And then the second one I choose for comparison is the Yanyin Canon Pro. It's a 1DD and 6BA IM, and the retail price the same with the Arcanis, $399 USD. I think the vocals at the Yanyin Canon are warmer and rounder than Arcanis, and the bass quality it's sufficient because it has tuning switch. It can change. It could be upper a little bit than the Arcanis, or the same with Arcanis, or lower a little bit. But I think it just lacks the punchiness. No matter what, it just lacks the punchiness as the Arcanis. And for the vocal position, I think the Yanyin Canon Pro's vocal position is moderate within the spectrum, not particularly forward or stand out than the other ranges. So the separation is not as good as the Blessing 3 or the Arcanis. And the treble extension, to be honest, it could be the best among these three. It's smoother and better, and overall the tuning is more balanced and cohesive, but I found it less engaging than the Arcanis. So the final summary, I think the ZiiGaat Arcanis offers a clean and punchy bass, and a forward and rounded refined vocal, and detailed and ambience mid-range instruments performance, and also the treble. It's bright and stays uncolored. It's without the cold tone like the Blessing 3. So I think I love it the most. So I could give it a rate at 4.9 out of 5 stars. I like it. Tell me about your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye.